I think it was a very good exposure for them.
The boy almost forgot that he even had parents in the UK.
They're like, oh, this boy is not even missing us.
They've had to learn sports in a different way.
They came to play a team that has been training together, and 1-for-1. I think it was a very good exposure for them, particularly concerning their ages, and it was good to see children, mixing freely, creating good relationships.
My son is 6 years old, and this is the first time in his 6+ years that he would actually be away from the house, where neither myself or his mom would be with him. So it was quite an emotional decision.
I'd never imagined Nathan being away for 6 nights almost without us. First time ever it happened. He's never spent a night anywhere else but with us. So that has come as a shock.
I was really intrigued. My daughter, for example, Myro, had a Kamara as her roommate. Myro's 14, Kamara is 8. They've not had one single squabble, no quarrel, no case to report. I think it's a very good one. I like the unity they embraced on this trip.
I've seen a different side of Nathan. I was worried that maybe they would call us. Somebody will call us in the middle of the night to say, hey, Nathan is crying, he wants to come home. Oh, Nathan is this. But surprisingly enough, for the first 3 days, the boy almost forgot that he even had parents in the UK. So that was quite, I think I would say, the coming of age of my son.
And I think for me, the shock more about missing that kind of maturity from him, because every time I checked in via phone call, it was like, he's doing great, I was like, oh, this boy is not even missing us.
I think from the children's point of view, it's been a balance between fun and work and play. They've had to learn sports in a different way. They've had to learn both the physical aspect of it and the soft aspect of it, which as a child they didn't really think it was that important until they listened to some of the lectures.
They've had exposure to talented and professional team who guided them through the different days in both swimming and football, and it's been an amazing journey.
I see them realize how much strength they have and how much they can actually push themselves to achieve more.
I liked the fact that you see children with big 80 leaves notebooks coming to take notes, from the hotel, not that we had to buy for them at the school, at the university. That was a very key one for me. It meant that they were really ready to learn.
I could even tell from the day we dropped him off, there's certain things Nathan does. He just comes and gives you one hug from the back. That's just his way of saying, you know what, I'm having a great time. And the fact that seeing him yesterday and he didn't want to run off with us clearly meant, this is where I belong, this is where I want to be. I've had a great time the past 1 week, and I want to continue for as long as I'm able to. So he didn't really have to say much, but I could tell just from all of the body language and his reaction. Yes.
For once, my daughter tends to show a bit of, she shows some interest in football, which it's also very unexpected, but that shows maybe because of the coaching pattern or whatever she fell in love with, but that came alive. But for my son, he tends to learn more about passing, tactical aspect of the game, and a lot more about team play than individual play.
A 10-year-old playing blocking for 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds, and he excelled, and that for me was a win-win situation. So I give them kudos. It was a fantastic event.
They've learned a lot. They've had opportunities which they wouldn't have had back home.
And one important thing was he also developed his self-confidence. Like, I think I can actually do more. I can do this, unlike before maybe it was a little not as serious as I saw him in the last 1 week. So that would be for the football aspect of it.
Because I think it's a really good experience for the child. For every child that's been here, it's a good experience.
They spoke to Alex Iwobi's father. They also spoke to Premier League player, which gave them a little bit of excitement. So that was key and very good.
Another experience I think the children had, bonding, right? Even parents, they've made new friends. They are more like a new family, almost like a new set of family, spending time together in the last 1 week. They've learned to respect each other, manage each other. So I think that's also another skills you probably didn't think was going to be part of the program, but eventually came out of the program.
Yesterday, as we sat at the certificate award session, I looked around and I had a thought. I was like, wow, just imagine if we had like 50 children here this would have been so exciting. Just it was a momentary thing, because I just thought it was such a good idea.
Their last 1 week, what they've done is to actually develop themselves as a person.
They all have individual skills. They all played very well. I mean, I watched the game, they won 4-1. You could see that with little tips and instructions, they obeyed and they won cleanly, like the other games they played where they drew. I think that they need to play together more often. You would agree with me that I'm not sure they have played together like this. They came to play a team that has been training together and won 4-1, right? It was a very good workout.
From my aspect, it's not been so easy, right? It's not been so easy. Having to make sure they are ready, or just be there, or waiting for them, planning their bags, the items they need to go with. But overall, I think I like the experience they've had. I think I actually underestimated the experience they will have. I thought it was just about them going to play football and coming back. But overall, it's full package, and I'm happy with him.
First, I'd like to say kudos to City Sports for dreaming big and aiming high, because it's not easy. It's an audacious move, especially considering all that is happening, in the country. It's not easy to get people to actually, invest, because that's what it is, in their children's future and good sporting career, hopefully. So I would say kudos to City Sports for pulling us through, for their efforts in getting this off the ground and throughout the whole journey.
So I want to commend the brainchild behind City Sports, my good friend Shola Balaye. At home in Lagos, whenever Myro is going, I also play football, so I'm just, but with this, I think I'll pay more attention to City Sports. We've rubbed minds, and I think more will come from City Sports. This is where to be. It takes every child like his own. You won't even know who amongst them are his personal children. He's a father to them all. I want to really commend him and thank him for this experience and this exposure, and hope that he does more of this and gets more children and more parents to key to this vision. Congratulations.
Really, the tour was the attraction. Well, I won't say it was the attraction. We've been attracted for a while. The tour was what was the push. And I really honestly want to say thank you. I would never have imagined, putting Nathan in this sort of a program. I may have considered, a day program, a camp, definitely, but just not only the fact that it's a global tour, the exposure to, football in a different environment, etc., with the work ethics and just, a different way of doing sports. So separate from that, just the opportunity to, bring a team, more cross-age team together, and just saying, don't worry about your children, we have them. I've grown as well, I have to be honest. I've also grown. So thank you, honestly, thank you for putting this together. It's been an amazing experience, and we're looking forward to the next one already.